just rapping for the camera. What's up? I'm a teacher from the streets, I'm a teacher from the people. You guys are the streets right now.
No, that's true. We outside. What's up?
If you have been with us in our past 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes,
This is the 5th one.
you know who we are. If you don't, if you're joining us for the very first time, I am T.
And I am T.
And this is BNOG.
Okay.
We just have chats. This is called the OG talk. We just like talking, dissecting, reflecting, about to say words that don't exist.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're about to make everything exist, bro. Bring new words into life. What you mean, dog? Yes. Talk about new words. These are new conversations, new spaces. So we got an interesting one for you today. What we're reacting.
Knowing your history is problematic.
Yo.
That is the topic.
Yo.
And that for me as a topic is just problematic itself.
That's what.
Damn you.
Is knowing your history problematic, yes or no?
I'm very neutral about this.
I'm neutral.
I discovered
Like it's a yes and a no. It's a yes and a
neutral.
no. Or it's a no and a yes, whichever way you look at it.
Knowing is like, yeah, you having knowledge of something, its experiences or whatever.
And the conscious awareness of that thing.
And then
History is
past events that happened
to human beings.
to life.
Good message.
Yeah. But we did Google it, but it's
the compilation of all the events that make experience.
Or make life.
Yeah.
And then problematic.
Problematic. Dog.
Shit, that statement.
Yo.
Problematic is just
Constituting of a problem or signs of a problem. Red flags everywhere.
red flags.
Red flags everywhere.
Red flags.
Whole lot. So knowing your history is a red flag. Damn. It's not problematic because I said it's yes and it's no. So in the not problematic, it's not problematic in the fact that it informs you more about where you come from and where your thought process or your energy, your aura, or your being, or where.
If niggas just say you are dignified for no reason.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of gives you reason or ways of understanding where this thing of yours comes from. So in that way, it gives you more insight about yourself in relation to other people who are not yourself, other people who make your history.
And your family also at the same time. If there's things that run in the family like mental illness or like things like heart disease or like unfortunate diseases, you get to kind of like, I think that's the good side of it.
Yeah, my grandfather had asthma, so I have asthma, and he did it this way, and I'm gonna do it this way.
That's the good side of knowing your history. Shit.
Gives you more money. You learn more about yourself.
There is
the bad side. The bad side.
There is a side of
actually the very same thing that makes knowing your history problematic the very same thing that makes it not problematic makes it problematic because now when I know about that asthma thing that I got from my grandfather or about this behavior I have, then I realize that to some extent it's in my blood and I can't escape it, and that's a problem for me. Like,
but can you escape it though?
Can you escape generational curses? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
How? How do you do that? By being problematic in the family. You become the problematic one most if you detach yourself from a problematic family.
But also, that doesn't make sense. That's a double negative if it's, your family is problematic and you become problematic.
Because they see you as that. In their problematic, they don't know they're problematic.
And you see them as problematic. And third person, what does third person say?
Both they are problematic. Don't actually wait. If I see my history as problematic, does that make me problematic? Or does it make the history problematic?
I feel like it makes both of y'all problematic at this point.
Hell no! Hell no, dog.
Because knowing your history really could be toxic in a sense of reaching aspirations that were set before I come from royalty. So now I deserve to be treated like this way.
Yeah.
You live in your own timeline where, nigga, you broke right now, you must work for your shit. Like, that's just the cycle of your generation type of thing.
That's it.
You know? I think there's that
cycle because even the kings had to create from scratch.
Yeah.
So even you have to do it in your own time and generation.
And niggas are like, I deserve this entitlement. It creates fucking entitlement.
Damn, that is true. I'm not gonna lie. When I knew about my history, I feel entitled, man.
You said now, looking at your history, you look at the story and how the nigga had to go through their own trials and tribulations to get to a point of being whoever they were during that timeline.
Yeah.
What gives you the right to think you're going to carry that on without you working also? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like
you share the same mentality and the same experiences, so what makes you think you can do it without doing what he did as well?
Exactly.
When you relate so much
to that whole thing.
But if you don't relate so much, then I guess.
Because there are people that are like, fuck my family history, fuck everything, I'm gonna start a new life. But then those things come up when they get older, that's my thing. You know what
so
I'm
you're
saying?
telling me we can't let go of generational curses because they'll come
You
back
can let go of that shit. I feel like when it's broken, it's broken. I feel like there are residuals of generational curses because curse is a big word. It's
generational problems, generational issues, generational concerns. Actually, I term this as actually problematic. I'll be like generational curses. These are generational issues. You know, they might not be curses. Did nobody say, I'm gonna curse my family in the future? You must be crazy. But okay, maybe they did. You never know. But I'm saying now, generational concerns, generational.
With issues also, there's someone that will raise the issue and there's someone that needs to respond to the issue. Most of the time, it's like, even if you have that energy or that aura, right? I feel like in this generation, we don't have people that respond to the issues.
They just raise issues.
Yeah.
And then leave. I feel like people like to ask questions, and when you give them an answer, they're like, I have another question.
Or even when you give them answers, they just like, not this one.
Not this answer, yes. And then they ask the same question in a different way, just trying to prove to me that you have so many different ways to ask one question.
English.
Bro, are you trying to get the answer or are you trying to ask questions?
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's also like looking at your history. Are you trying to just ask questions? Or are you trying to actually get something out of this and do some shit about it?
Facts.
There's one thing knowing your history and there's something doing something about your history.
Yeah, facts.
It doesn't end with the knowing, I guess.
And nothing ends with the knowing.
Nothing ends with the... Whether I know it's problematic or whether I know it's not problematic, what am I going to do with that knowledge?
Because knowledge is not just meant to be consumed. You consume it for a reason, I guess. You could know all those fun facts, you know, or all these building techniques or all these painting techniques. But like, if you don't do anything with them or practice, it makes it very...
If you say I can sing, but actually you're not singing, you just keep saying, I can sing. You should hear me sing. Oh my God, I'm a good singer. Like, can you just sing? Stop telling me you can sing.
Yeah,
just in the singing. But I think the statement, knowing your history is problematic, is an unfinished sentence.
Yeah.
So it should go something like, knowing your history is problematic when you don't do shit about it.
Facts. We are recapturing this bitch.
Bro. Like,
and that is the conversation for real, like, because niggas will be like, I want to take a DNA test. And you'll know, like, Americans will, hey, not throwing shade to no one.
That's hell.
But we're having a discussion. Talk to us.
If you've taken a DNA test,
You know what I'm saying?
No shit.
And it's like, oh, my family is I found out I'm Nigerian. You know? And it's just to brag that I'm
Nigerian.
three-quarters Nigerian.
I'm three-quarters Nigerian, half German.
So someone in my bloodline was Nigerian, so I must go to Nigeria on a venture
to get back in touch with my roots.
Ain't nothing wrong with that too. History also, like you said, like it becomes divided into two. You said it's your history, and then it's your ancestral history. So your history is from when you're born
up to today, where yesterday is already part of my history. And actually, 1 hour ago is already part of my history. Because I have different thoughts from when I had what I have now.
Fast.
From that past hour. We had a deep ass conversation that changed my perspective, and now I'm a different person. In 1 day, I already have a history that I need to check.
Scene 3, take 2. Mark. Action. Cut.
Okay, I'm gonna give like a basic ass example.
Yeah.
A man is with his woman.
Yeah.
And then he cheats on her. And then she catches him. And then she's like, ha, right? And then
what's that? Ha.
Hey, no. I'm not saying women speak like that.
No.
I said ha. I'm speaking Hindi right now.
No, I'm not saying ha.
What do you say?
I'm not saying you're not saying ha. Like, why do women like saying ha?
No, why do they like it? Because they do that. I don't know why.
It's just literally like ha.
Han. They just cheated on you. But you're saying han. Okay, cool. And then the man, instead of like, I need to be faithful, or like I need to be loyal to my woman and stop fucking around, he go on some like, actually, my father had 3 wives. And I was one of the children, so maybe it makes sense that I should be doing this. So I don't think I'm actually a monogamous person. I'm a polygamist. And I'm sure it's like, oh, you just showed it now. It's like, you figured out your history? Okay, I accept your history. Take that bitch. Now we 2 bitches in this home. Problematic. Or not problematic. Because the man has accepted his culture. Depending
on how it is approached also. Because some people just like take second wives and it's just vibes. But like, we are...
In context of knowing your history.
We're assuming this is the perfect world at this point. Right? Because if we assume any other lanes will go on different lanes.
We just change the topic entirely.
Assuming this is a perfect world where the nigga approached and was like, yo, let's take a second wife. Because it's a let's take the second wife.
Oh, it's not that I want to take a second wife. It's a we thing. Yes, you're right, bro.
It should be a we thing. But I'm not a polygamist, so I can't speak.
You're speaking in polyamory terms. Polygamist terms. It's not a we thing.
It's a man thing.
It's a man's thing. Like, in a polyamory, we can share that person, I think.
I was watching this like talk show, man, and like this woman, like she's in a polygamous relationship, and like the man does ask the woman that like, I want to take it. It's not asking.
Because it's like telling you
that I'm going to take a second wife. Oh shit. And then it's like the preparations for that, and like polygamy is hard actually.
Like just like Kuti right now, dog. Shit, that nigga at 27. Bro.
That's why he divorced all those motherfuckers. Like, I I am not against polygamy.
I'm not against anything.
Be a polygamist,
That's
be a
problematic
polyamist, be a monogamist.
Hey, we're going to knowing your history right now. What?
Yes.
What? Dog.
We went to polygamy. But let's come back to the history
I'm saying
now.
to like, he knows
shit.
his history now. He's using his history as sort of manipulation.
That's
move
how I
around
like to
as
manipulate.
toxic. So knowing you can use it to your benefit, you know, in a toxic.
But also you had already cheated. That doesn't erase the fact that you were already cheated.
So now you're using your history as an excuse.
That's
not
the problem.
Not using your history because you want to know it. Or because you care about it.
Because you maybe been there, known that for a long time.
For a long time, yeah. Oh wow.
But yeah, knowing your history also like nah. You don't do it like that. We don't do that. Like try and stay in the shot. We talked about the shot. The parts in here, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we can change the scene to that. Now you're doing something else.
Okay, I get it. I understand. I got it.
We good?
I'll stay in frame and yeah, I'll stay focused. For me, dog, it's the naming. My surname, name, already there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name? My name is Tafara. Or hi, what's your name? My name is Tafara Nyatanza. Boom, boom, difference already. Now they'll be like, oh, which Nyatanza? Oh, which west, east, south, or north? Oh, the Nyatanza from, no. Oh, the other one from, yes, oh, the one who, oh, boom. Now I'm attached to another Nyatanza, I don't know, for the sake of just saying my surname.
It's the same for us with like clan names. Like, if we meet and we have the same clan. Oh,
and that whole thing.
Zalam, Kaya, everyone together. It kind of makes you feel a community sense.
Knowing our history is problematic because they say I get into a space and I say I'm in Nyatanza. And they're like, in the history of this space, Nyatanzas are not welcome here.
Yeah.
Put in perspective, tribes, Zulus, Xhosas, Shonas, Sutus, Tswanas,
Rwandans, Malans,
all my niggas.
To Morocco.
Our history has unity and division within those tribes. So knowing that these are like, the Zulus did this to the Shonas though. I'm feeling now this time, I'm saying it can be problematic in that way. Actually Shona, and I can say that Shonas are problematic. Add me if you're another Shona person.
I'm a bit Zulu, but I don't speak Zulu, so I can say Zulus are problematic.
Hey man.
And I can say Xhosa people are problematic at the same time.
I feel like I can also say that. I'm not even close to that. But I'll be like, yo! Those motherfuckers is crazy.
You get to know your history and you get to know further and deeper in the rabbit hole, and you get to know how toxic and how good it is at the same time. And that creates confusion in you because there's some things you resonate with in yourself, like some angers, some frustrations, and it's like sometimes you feel justified to feel that way and continue feeling that way, instead of like seeing it as a problematic feeling of that person killed 20 people because he was angry and claimed the kingdom type of thing.
And you like to come from kings.
In every generation I feel like there's problematic things within, but there's also why the evolution of that to fix those problematic things, or like to break, not to fix. No fixing. To break those problematic things and kind of move on, because you yourself, as your own history now, are going to create your own problematic things, which will continue within their own selves.
It's a cycle. I feel like knowing your history actually does make you a better person in a way, because you yourself, in your natural state, are problematic. So you're already now approaching a history with your own problematic perspectives, because everyone thinks they're right. No one thinks they're wrong at any point, which is problematic. You know, you have to admit, you have to be like, yo, Tafara, that's wrong. Like, if you don't tell me, I don't know that.
But like also at the same time, when you tell people, people don't want to take that also.
It's hell. And that's the problem. This is in my name.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to tell you, it would be hard for you to understand because it's embedded in you.
Yeah.
It is you. You don't even see it as a
That's
thing.
what I'm saying, like reference me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like telling me that this is problematic. Because if you don't tell me what it is or how it has been as an experience for you, I won't know how I do it to you in a sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of need that reference or that context of the situation for that thing, because sometimes people are just gonna be like, you're wrong, and like
they'll tell you why.
If it's
or how.
Yeah.
So you're walking into your viewing your history with all these perspectives of things you know about yourself and things you don't know about yourself, things that you're certain about yourself and things that are confusing about yourself, which is in essence why you're even approaching your history, to have a better understanding or to share perspective. Like, why are you even going to look at your history in the first place? You want something or you don't want something. So
you want to belong, you want the connection.
Identity crisis.
What next?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. What do you do with the knowledge of the history that is problematic or that is not problematic?
Because even like, okay, let's say I was Norwegian. That is a weird place to pick, because I'm black, born there, and then I find out like I'm Ugandan, right? We said everywhere is a perfect world, so everyone's happy. You met your grandma's sister and she's loving, and you visit them all the time, and like life, you just have a family in Uganda.
I have opposite thoughts about what the fuck you say right now.
It's like now you just have additional family. It's like
they're beautiful people.
And then I'm gonna just go back and forth, and I know my history, and I'll bring my child to Uganda, and
you have more people that love and support you, you know. And like more people to come into funeral and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's deep, man. But I feel like what matters most is the present and the future, about knowing your history, whether it's problematic, whether you are problematic, whether you can navigate around that, or whether you're the bridge between the two or not. I feel like the greatest thing to focus on is how it is working in the present and how it should function in the future. Like, we look to the past and we remain looking in the past oftentimes. Whereas we need to now look back forward and use that shit now we know.
Yeah. Our analogies can change, but it's also don't want it to fly over people's heads, which is not creating a conversation now. It's a lot.
Let us know, what do you think about don't tell us about your history. Just tell us what you think about the whole thing of your history.
And like your reference, you don't need to reference this particular situation, but like just context, you know, that would be fire. Comment,
like, subscribe to our channel. Finna come through more.
Yeah, unfinished.
We might have most of our chats in part 2s and part 3s.
Yeah.
Because this should be, these are endless chats. That's why we need to have that back and forth, because like, there's only so much more, there's only so much we can talk about. Imagine if other people engage. Also,
there's other perspectives that even we couldn't touch upon because it would be part of it, but it would make it this 3 hours.
We don't want that to happen.
Facts.
So do the things that we asked.
Yeah, comment.
And we'll be right back here.
Don't cut. We'll cut that out.
See you guys on the next one.
Next one, just like click next, or like just wait for the premiere if it has a premiere. So, whichever one. Peace. Love.